Very nice.
Getting married for the third time, my best man Bobcat said it's like bringing a burn victim to a fireworks show.
Robin Williams once lit up the entire world with his brilliant smile, but the private tragedy behind the glory was a heart-wrenching sorrow. Before closing his eyes and leaving this world, the actor's final moments and quiet confession revealed a deeply moving truth about the only woman who was the greatest love of his life.
You work your way beyond beer. You go beyond beer, you start into wine. For the very elegant people, a lot of people who are very elegant are in Montauk going down. But
what I always dreamed of, a love would be someone who really sees you for who you are inside.
From adolescence to the height of fame, through the storms of his private life and a devastating illness, this is a truthful and comprehensive portrait of the life soulmate and immortal emotional legacy of the screen legend. In 2007, Robin Williams' life reached a new turning point after a chance encounter with painter and graphic designer Susan Schneider at an Apple store in Palo Alto. The woman's sincerity, simplicity, and natural warmth quickly captivated the actor, opening the door to an ordinary relationship completely removed from the dazzling stage lights and daily pressures of the Hollywood entertainment world. The bond between these two kindred spirits grew deeper and closer with time. By 2010, the movie star decided to kneel and propose to his life partner. Their intimate and private wedding officially took place in October 2011 in St. Helena, witnessed and blessed by their families and closest friends. In the comedian's eyes, his third wife was not merely his legal companion, but also a steady source of emotional support, bringing him peace and positive energy that helped him regain balance after many upheavals in his personal life. This late-blooming love is the most complete answer to the public's questions about the greatest soulmate in his life. During his brilliant but turbulent years before the actor had experienced heartbreak and loneliness, but only when he met Susan Schneider did the Hollywood star truly find a refuge for his soul. In a private interview when sharing about his third life partner, Robin Williams frankly expressed his absolute appreciation for her. "I've found the person who makes me feel safe, who makes me feel completely at home." That affirmation, along with the final whispers before their farewell, not only proves that Susan Schneider was the greatest love of Robin Williams' life, but also dispels all media doubts, confirming her unique place in the heart of the film legend. Still, that brief period of peace and happiness began to come under threat when unusual medical symptoms repeatedly emerged in October 2013, just as the couple marked their second wedding anniversary. The artist faced a relentless and baffling series of health problems, including prolonged intestinal pain, severe insomnia, persistent anxiety, paranoia, a noticeable decline in his sense of smell, and a slight tremor in his left hand. Everything gradually worsened and moved beyond control the following spring while he was filming Night at the Museum 3 in Vancouver. The star, known around the world for his genius, improvisational ability, and razor-sharp memory, suddenly fell into a state of intense panic on set, because he could no longer remember even short lines of dialogue. In a moment of emotional collapse inside the makeup room, he broke down in despair and confessed to makeup artist Sherry Mins, "I don't know how to be funny anymore." By May, specialists issued an official diagnosis that the actor was suffering from early-stage Parkinson's disease. Although Robin Williams faithfully followed the prescribed medical treatment plan, the deterioration of both his physical and emotional condition showed no sign of easing or returning to stability. Even so, during the weekend, immediately before the heartbreaking event, the couple still tried to spend relatively peaceful moments together, watching movies and going out. On the night of August 10th, he entered his wife's bedroom carrying an iPad and several watches, making tender gestures as though he wanted to give them back to his life partner. Before returning to his own room to rest in accordance with his doctor's instructions intended to improve his persistent insomnia, the comedian looked directly into his wife's eyes and offered a quiet farewell. she answered with all the tenderness in her heart, with neither of them able to imagine that these would be the final words the screen talent would speak before bringing his life's journey to an end. The sudden passing of this renowned talent the following morning created a massive global media earthquake, leaving behind countless unanswered questions and a plethora of unverified and controversial information from the public. The veil of mystery surrounding his final days quickly became the focus of media attention, forcing those who remained to face immense pressure. Hidden aspects and truths buried in the shadows now began to surface. The Midnight Tragedy. On the morning of August 11, 2014, the world was stunned by the news that Robin Williams had taken his final breath at his home in Paradise Cay in Tiburon, California. His personal assistant found the artist dead, suspended by a belt, officially bringing the life journey of a legendary entertainment icon to an end. The sudden death immediately triggered a fierce wave of judgment from the public and international media. Numerous news outlets rushed to publish speculative theories attributing the suicide to prolonged depression, despair caused by a relapse into addiction, or crushing financial pressure arising from the enormous support payments he was required to make after the collapse of his 2 previous marriages. All of those rushed assumptions were completely rejected when the official forensic findings and brain tissue examination report were released in November. Neurological specialists confirmed that the movie star had Lewy body dementia, an extremely severe form of neurodegenerative disease that had developed with a level of intensity rarely seen in medical history. Medical analysis of tissue samples revealed that toxic Lewy bodies had spread throughout his cerebral cortex and brainstem, reducing and destroying as much as 40% of his dopamine-producing neurons. This violent neurological destruction was the true source of the panic attacks, paranoia, hallucinations, and loss of behavioral control that marked the final stage of his life. The medical community officially confirmed that depression and financial pressure were only surface manifestations, not the fundamental cause behind the tragedy that claimed the gifted performer. Alongside these shocking medical findings, another bitter legal battle quietly erupted within the late actor's own family. In December, Susan Schneider formally filed a petition with the San Francisco Superior Court concerning the division of an estate valued at approximately $100 million. The conflict between his third wife and Robin Williams' 3 children, Zach, Zelda, and Cody, quickly pushed the family relationship into an intensely hostile confrontation. The children's side argued that the recently married wife was deliberately interfering with their father's final wishes in an attempt to seize valuable artistic keepsakes, including his watch collection, expensive bicycles, and prestigious honors, such as his Oscar and Emmy awards. From the opposite side, Susan Schneider insisted that her only purpose was to protect her lawful right to remain in the Tiburon home in accordance with the will, while also asking to retain several items of deeply personal sentimental value, including her wedding clothes and the bicycle the couple had used during their honeymoon. After many months of fierce courtroom disputes, the 2 sides reached a formal settlement in October 2015. Under the court-approved ruling, the 3 children received the entire artistic estate, financial assets, and prestigious awards from their father's career. Meanwhile, the wife he married later in life was granted the right to remain in the Tiburon home for the rest of her life, receive maintenance funding from the estate, and keep the mementos tied to their private relationship. The conclusion of the complex legal case opened the way for a new journey to seek medical justice and fully decode the mysteries that remained around the artist's private tragedy. The tireless efforts of those left behind would continue to bring the truth about the hidden illness into the light, allowing the public to see the suffering he endured from an entirely new perspective. The portrait of his immortal legacy and the effort to restore the actor's honor would continue to unfold in the developments that followed. The journey to reclaim the truth. After the bitter legal disputes officially came to an end, the effort to clarify the medical reality surrounding Robin Williams' tragedy entered a completely new chapter centered on the tireless work of Susan Schneider Williams. In September 2016, the actor's spouse published a medical essay titled "The Terrorist Inside My Husband's Brain" in the journal Neurology, the official publication of the American Institute of Theology. The document described in extraordinary detail every complex stage of Lewy body dementia, from the earliest signs of cognitive decline to the devastating physical collapse her late husband silently endured during the final days of his life. The article quickly became a major turning point, emerging as one of the most widely accessed and cited professional documents in the journal's publishing history, and providing an exceptionally valuable source of real-world data for the international medical research community. Alongside the publication of the professional document, the movie star's life partner repeatedly appeared in live interviews on respected national television programs such as Good Morning America, The Today Show, and CBS This Morning. During these public conversations, she delivered forceful statements that completely transformed public understanding, emphasizing that depression had not taken Robin Williams' life and that Lewy body dementia was the direct force that destroyed his brain. These scientifically grounded disclosures helped eliminate years of persistent misinformation while restoring a fairer understanding of the artist's courageous battle against a rare neurological disease. By September 2020, the documentary project Robin's Wish was officially released to audiences around the world under the artistic direction of filmmaker Shawn Levy. The work focused on reconstructing the comedian's final 12 months through a system of evidence-based medical perspectives and objective testimony from friends, neighbors, colleagues, and leading neurological experts. The strategic collaboration between the film's production team and the Brain American Foundation Association soon gave rise to the Spark Initiative, officially transforming the documentary into a standardized visual educational tool designed to increase public awareness of complex neurodegenerative disorders around the world. Beginning in 2024, her relentless medical advocacy helped Susan Schneider Williams receive the prestigious Commitment to Cures Award from the medical community. She continued to work closely with the Michael J. Fox Foundation to directly fund more than $3 million in advanced scientific research into Lewy body dementia. During the same period, Robin Williams' children, Zach and Zelda, remained actively involved in mental health charities, helping preserve the artistic legacy and humanitarian values their father had left to society. The perseverance of those who loved him successfully protected his honor and completed the portrait of a screen legend through the final seconds of his life. The full picture of his life had now been brought completely into the light, opening the way for a fresh examination of the brilliant chapters of his career and the complicated personal upheavals he had endured in the past. The records of his artistic work and private life would continue to recreate the clearest moments from the height of his creative journey. The height of his career. In 1989, Robin Williams entered a new chapter in his personal life when he decided to marry Marcia Garces, who had once worked as a nanny for the family and later became his trusted personal assistant. Their close relationship quickly developed into a comprehensive partnership in both family life and artistic work, with Marcia taking on the role of producer and joining her husband in founding Blue Wolf Productions. Their family later welcomed 2 children, Zelda Williams and Cody Williams. The devoted companionship of his second wife was seen as a steady foundation that helped the comedian maintain the emotional stability he needed to focus on developing his career during the most successful period of his life. The 1990s marked a continuous series of dazzling artistic achievements for the movie star, with numerous works leaving a deep impression on audiences around the world. Following the powerful impact of Dead Poets Society, he created another major breakthrough by voicing the genie in the animated film Aladdin, officially establishing an entirely new standard for voice acting in Hollywood. Soon afterward, Mrs. Doubtfire further affirmed the performer's extraordinary versatility, and broad popular appeal. The height of his artistic career came when he received the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his portrayal of psychologist Sean Maguire in Good Will Hunting. His deeply emotional acceptance speech honoring his late father became one of the most iconic moments in the history of film award ceremonies. Beyond the brilliance of his artistic glory, the celebrated star's compassion and kindness were also clearly revealed through quiet acts performed away from the cameras. In 1995, after his close friend Christopher Reeve suffered a devastating horseback riding accident that left him fully paralyzed, the actor disguised himself as a Russian gastrointestinal specialist and burst into Reeve's hospital room, bringing him his first moment of relieving laughter after the tragedy. He also actively supported the charitable work of Comic Relief, alongside his close colleagues Whoopi Goldberg and Billy Crystal, raising tens of millions of dollars to help vulnerable people in society. Most notably, the Hollywood star always included a clause in his working contracts requiring film producers to hire a certain number of homeless people as members of the production crew. Still, relentless professional pressure and prolonged loneliness during shoots far from home quietly pushed the comedian into a painful relapse. In 2003, while filming a movie project in Alaska, he returned to heavy drinking after more than 2 decades of committed sobriety. The return of this destructive habit created increasingly deep fractures in his marriage. By August 2006, as his health continued to decline, the family staged a medical intervention and persuaded him to enter the Hazelden Addiction Treatment Center in Minnesota voluntarily for intensive care. The relentless upheavals of this period had a powerful impact, shaking the foundations of a family that had once appeared exceptionally strong. In 2008, Marcia Garces officially filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences arising from the prolonged struggle with addiction. The collapse of the marriage not only cost tens of millions of dollars, but also left the comedian with profound emotional wounds. All of the artistic triumphs and private darkness of this period would remain connected to the earliest pieces of his childhood and his journey from nothing. The Lonely Boy. Born on July 21, 1951 in Chicago, Illinois, Robin Williams grew up in an upper-class family with a father who was a senior executive at Ford Motor Company and a mother who had once worked as a model. Although he spent his youth surrounded by extraordinary material comfort in a vast 40-room mansion in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, the boy faced persistent loneliness because his parents were frequently absent and occupied with their work. The prolonged emptiness inside that enormous living space forced him to create a private world of his own, talking to himself and assigning roles to thousands of toy soldiers. During those quiet years, he discovered that making jokes and improvising comedy was the only path to winning his mother's attention and affection. At the same time, his gift for humor gradually became an effective emotional defense mechanism, helping him endure the ridicule of classmates over his appearance in high school. In 1973, his natural talent and distinctive approach to acting helped the young performer become one of only 2 students alongside the gifted Christopher Reeve to pass the demanding audition and gain admission to the advanced training program led by the renowned John Houseman at the Juilliard School in New York. Inside a small dormitory room at the prestigious institution, a profound friendship that would last for decades began to grow between 2 souls with completely different artistic styles. They made a promise to support and lift each other throughout the difficult artistic journey ahead. The first major turning point in his professional acting career came in 1978 when he appeared as the alien guest character Mork on the television series Happy Days. His miraculous verbal improvisation and energetic performance style immediately convinced the producers to create a separate television series titled Mork and Mindy. The project quickly became a major cultural phenomenon, elevating the comedian into an entertainment star sought after by audiences around the world. In June 1978, He also decided to marry his first wife, Valerie Velarde, and 5 years later, the family welcomed their first son, Zach Williams, in 1983. Still, the overwhelming speed of his rise to Hollywood fame, combined with a chaotic lifestyle, quietly pulled the young star into the traps of alcohol and drugs at famous nightclubs such as Studio 54. A devastating tragedy occurred in 1982 when his close friend, John Belushi, died suddenly from a drug overdose only hours after the two men had met, delivering a brutal awakening to the actor. The emotional shock drove him to undertake his first effort at rehabilitation in order to protect his family and his rapidly advancing career. Even so, deep private conflicts and a succession of personal scandals eventually caused his first marriage to collapse in 1988. Returning powerfully to film Good Morning Vietnam, was released in 1987 and earned him the first Academy Award nomination of his career, officially confirming his stature as a world-class talent. His journey from the roots of a lonely childhood to artistic icon brought the historical portrait of an immortal legend to completion. Every corner of his soul and career had now been fully connected across each period of his life. The curtain consequently closed on the turbulent life of a gifted artist whose existence was also filled with extraordinary devotion. The profound love he gave to his soulmate stands as a testament to the warmth that defined his true spirit. After everything, the image of that brilliant artist and the timeless devotion he shared with his partner will live forever as an immortal emotional legacy in the hearts of the public, inspiring us to cherish every moment of human connection. If this story touched your heart and helped you gain a fuller understanding of this screen legend, please press like, share the video to spread its humanitarian values, and subscribe to the channel with the notification bell turned on so you do not miss the compelling content ahead. Which role or part of Robin Williams' life impressed you most? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, and we will see you again in future videos.